Let's see if we can come up with a topic. Loud as fuck. Alright. This is Joe Bomb Squad, and these are my game therapy rants. A lot of times when I was younger, I mean, I don't want to focus on that so much, I guess. It's not that I don't want to focus on it, it's that it's kind of private, I guess. So it's like, maybe I should talk about something a little bit more recent. I've been going through this process of kind of seeing myself in a situation, and then noticing that situation isn't what I made it out to be, I guess. Not to say that the situation that I'm going through is, and I'm gonna start going through these peoples. The more I think about my social life, I guess, is in shambles in some ways. It's only because I basically made it that way. I'm not to say that I don't have friends or anything like that, but I mean, I'm playing a video game while my other friends are sitting in another room doing nothing, so, or doing something other than just sitting alone, so. God dang it, I gotta take some poison and stuff. I guess, maybe I just find it easier to sit alone by myself and do, I guess, nothing, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what I'll get, but the more I see myself grasping for attention, or I think that's probably a bad analogy that I'm supposed to, or a bad, what's the word, a bad concept for me to be actually it's a bad concept for me to use an analogy of the way that I'm feeling is the reason why I'm actually hanging out with someone. It's a bad concept to use. It's like, I know there's a lot of different reasons to hang out with people, and it shouldn't just be the way that you're feeling that day, I guess. But I found that a lot of times when I was Hey, how's it going, Kimnet? I don't know, I'm trying to poison this dude, so there we go. I think I never felt alright, I guess, sometimes. That's maybe the reasons why I felt like, it wasn't that I didn't feel alright, it's more like I felt alright with myself, but I was afraid that I would, like, I don't know, like, I became more self-conscious about my actual, me actually, like, I don't know, being free-spirited, I guess. Not really free-spirited, but, it's hard for me to describe it. It became a lot harder for me to express myself, I guess. And I think as I started to express myself a little bit more, I really wish I could go up these stairs. Oh well. As I would get to express myself, I would start to lose details on a certain situation. So I guess I don't know if like my jokes didn't land or but as I started to express myself a little bit more every day, I started to feel okay with feeling nervous, I guess. And this is more recent, like when I got old, when I started to grow up, I guess. It happened probably right about puberty, I guess. And I started to feel like I was maybe I wasn't doing the things that I thought that were correct in life, and that's the reason why I was getting so much criticism from everyone. And or maybe I just felt like it cannot be an illusionary wall. That's annoying. I guess the more I started listening to myself at in certain situations, I guess the more I started getting more confidence about the way that I felt about certain situations. I don't know, I mean, I do know, I should probably stop saying that so much, but or whether I was being accepted by anyone. It had more to do with accepting myself, I guess, accepting me for who I was, and not being stupid or mean about it. I'm not really, it's not like stupid, but not being like ups along the way sometimes, I guess. And through those different mistakes, I think I definitely realized that there were damn it. And not to say that I've made a bunch of mistakes, because I don't want to insinuate that I have. But I mean, I haven't, throughout my adult life, I don't think I've made that many mistakes in my life. I mean, probably none, at least. But also too, I mean, I kind of shut myself off from a certain part. I got antsy, I guess. I don't know what it was, but I got comfortable in failing, and God dang it. Yeah, comfortable in failing, and because I thought that I'd learn more if I failed a lot, or if I'd learn more if I tried enough, I guess. I think that's probably a good topic to go on. What I actually found to be awesome. What I actually found to be what I actually wanted to do with myself. The more I would actually put myself out there, I think the more I found that there were better situations for me. God damn it. How the hell did that happen? Oh, that's right. I didn't memorize that room. But yeah, that's basically what I felt like. I felt like the more I failed, the more I would learn. And the more I started failing, the more I felt like I was actually learning something, and the more I would try to mess up, I guess. And the more I messed up, the more I realized that situations in my life weren't going the way that I wanted them to. And I don't know, I felt like I felt like there were bigger situations that it needed my attention, I guess. And I think that those bigger situations were actually the thing that kept me going sometimes. It wasn't the fact that there was any way to fail or any way to not fail. It was the fact that I was building on something, and I didn't exactly know what that was. I actually found myself sometimes, I like relaying back messages to myself, and I think that's what kept me going, I guess. Just basically the flow of me getting information and letting myself know that I think everything's gonna be alright. And I guess no person could have ever told me that in my life. No person could have ever said, hey, You know it's gonna be all right. You know that, right? I mean, every single time to me it sounded, and maybe I was just getting it from the wrong person, or maybe the person was just saying it in the wrong tone, I guess. But I think that a lot of times I was getting the wrong inkling of what people were trying to say sometimes, and maybe I only believed it when I said it myself. So it's kind of hard, I guess, for me to be able to say that there were to say that there were situations that only I thought I was doing right, and that's what kind of keeps me going too sometimes, is that fact of knowing that I'm doing it on my own, or that I want to do it on my own. I mean, there's like, there were so many instances of I'd say of me losing my my patience with other people. Not other people, but my patience with someone else's emotions, or someone else's guess about me. It wasn't like I didn't trust people at all, but it was just like, it was like that trust wasn't coming from that trust itself as it came to me wasn't coming from a situation where that trust wasn't coming from a situation where I knew that or that trust wasn't coming from a situation that I knew another person had done before me, or that I knew another person was like, this situation worked out for me, it'll work out for you as well. I didn't want those situations, I guess, because the more I fed into those situations, the more that people, I think, would, it's like whenever I was actually building my my own reputation as whatever I wanted to be. Whenever I was actually trying to build those situations, like those situations where I could come out on top and understand that that not only would I be able to see something through, but oh man, it's just, it didn't work out a lot sometimes. And it's not like it didn't work out, but it's not like those situations didn't work out, and I became a little bit successful. But right now I'm like, I am on the hardest sabbatical that I've ever been on. Not just the hardest sabbatical, but...
Well, good to see that you survived. Perhaps you're more rugged than I thought. In any case, the treasure is yours, since you went ahead, took the leap.
The times I believed in, there we go. Alright, got it. Let's see, here we go. 1, 2, let's see, wait, let me get my health up. 1, 2, 3. God damn it, I fucked up. Alright, so, the more I started believing in myself, I think, not to say that I didn't believe in myself at all, But the more I started realizing that situations that I had made would help me later on, and I wouldn't feel so often about something else, or in my own way messed up, I guess. God damn it. But I see a lot of times where my self-confidence would get in the way, or my lack of self-confidence would get in the way, and that's where I thought that my relationships would go. Basically, I'd try to help myself in a situation, and it would look like I was a bad guy or something like that, or I wasn't the right kind of person to be. Or the more I would give into a situation, the more self-doubt I had, I guess. And it wasn't like there was any self-doubt to begin with, but as I would see a situation come to fruition, or as I would see, like, say for instance, what I would believe my relationship to be. Alright, and okay. I had to refamiliarize myself. Okay, cool. I got it. Awesome. I didn't do it right. But the more I would see a situation fall apart in my own life, the less and less self-confidence I would have. And as I see something to fruition, I'd see, like, not a boost of self-confidence, but a boost of what people would think would be, sort of me being happy, I guess. And I don't want to live off those moments, though. I found it really hard. But I mean, it's like my confidence shouldn't be the moments that I live off those moments. So that moment, I shouldn't want to live off those moments at all. But as I start to see a pattern in most of the situations that I've been in, all right, I'm gonna just jump. All right. I think I have to run in order to jump, and it's really not that cool, fun, or anything like that. I think I shouldn't jump out at an angle, though. That's what I shouldn't do. I guess the more times I saw myself in situations where, God damn it, I should have healed instead of jumping. the more times I had been in the situation that I had been in before, and the more times I had realized that the situation at hand, or the situation that I was believing in, was I guess too good to be true. I don't get it sometimes. It just, it's more like, I don't want to say that I don't get it, because I know I get it. I mean, the more situations that the more situations that I believed myself to be a part of, the more situations that I saw fall apart. And the more people that I saw fall off their path, off of what they were really trying to do, and the more times I saw myself kind of slipping back and seeing myself unconfident and I guess it's hard to explain, but the more times I live these situations over and over again, the more I learned from each situation, and the more I learned to be a part of, and the more I learned to be able to have my own voice about something. But that is bullshit, because I was healing, you stupid motherfucker. I guess, yeah, the more I learned to have self-confidence within myself and realize that situations just sometimes don't turn out the way I want them to, you know? The more times I realized, the more times I realized that a part of myself wasn't doing the things that I really wanted to do, the more times I realized, I needed time, I guess, to heal. And the more times I realized that that effort of me healing would be, God damn it, I forgot to do stuff. The more times I realized that effort of me, that effort within me healing would be the driving force for myself and the way that I felt, that I was. I'm trying not to just go off of emotions, but I guess the more I made different situations seem like the more that I made those situations, let's see, my own, the more that I realized that just because those situations were mine didn't mean that they were If they were any better than anybody else's. I mean, alright, alright, I got it. I know what to do. So I go like this. And this. Okay, no. This. It's like... Wait, alright, it's opposite. Okay, cool. There we go. Son of a bitch, almost made it. I'm trying to get that item. I don't know what it is, but I want it. I don't want to look up any books or anything like that, so. But yeah. When I was younger, it kind of clicked for me. I was getting jumped, and it kind of clicked that it didn't matter what anybody else thought, and I kind of started to defend myself, and the more I defended myself, the more I realized that that those situations were the way that I wanted them to be. And I guess a lot of times, people knew that I stopped caring after a certain point, and the more that I stopped caring, the more that I felt comfortable in my own skin, and I had to realize that eventually I'd stop caring at all, and I'd probably become more and the more those situations came about my way, the more I'd realize that those situations were not for me. I realized a lot of nuisances sometimes whenever I would have self-confidence around. I would be more of the person that okay, I gotta go like this, and damn it. But I guess the more I vented, I guess, on platforms like these, I guess, the more I played video games and the more I thought that I really was the dude that I thought I was. I really am the person that I think I am. And the more I realized that it wasn't that I didn't care, it wasn't that I wasn't familiar with myself or around myself enough. It's the fact that I was questioning myself too much. Questioning myself up to the point to where I didn't deserve to be questioned. And son of a bitch, I almost made it. I bent backwards afterwards when I realized how confident I actually could be. By, I mean, that's not caring, but putting that stuff in the back of my mind, I guess. I realized that it wasn't caring that was yeah, that's what it was. Okay, cool. I realized that it wasn't just caring, that it wasn't caring that was getting my life back unordered. It was you son of a bitch. I hit shit. That's the reason why I died. Son of a bitch. The more I realized that the more I realized that it wasn't caring that was stopping me from doing anything, but it was the fact that that I cared about so many people in the forefront of whatever it was that I was thinking them in. You know, like I was always thinking about different possibilities about people who were in my life. I was always not like fantasy or sexually or anything like that, but I was more overthinking about them in a living sense, where I would want to do something that I wanted to do, and then I would find them doing something that they wanted to do, and I would find out that they had no interest in the things that I wanted to do. You know, it's like and that's the reason why I think I found friends that were along my lines of caring and along my lines of actually what I really wanted to do with myself. I realized that the more I lived my life in solitude, the more I realized that the solidarity or the aloneness wasn't exactly for me. The more I realized that the more that I was living a situation that... Okay, I gotta go to my inventory. Okay. There we go, and... That's such bullshit! But yeah, as I know that this isn't basically a topic, it's moreover my own kind of rise to the self-confidence that I have right now. Basically, I've noticed that too many times I've been not the blunt, not like a blunt object or anything like that, but a basic reconstruction of what a situation needs in order for me to be able to flourish. But I don't. It's like, but I have such. I'm so picky, I guess, when it comes to being the kind of person that I am. I don't want to be any other person than myself, and I found that a lot of times whenever I'm actually set with being at that certain person, I've found that that was stupid. You son of a bitch. I fucking lived, man. I lived. That is not supposed to be a Harry Potter reference. Ugh. The more I realized I was out of the loop on something, the more I realized that that something wasn't what I really wanted. Like it's like say for instance I would be going into a contest, and that contest was like, okay, you can get like a reference and stuff like that from all these things that you do, and it's like I know I want that, but do I really like... You son of a bitch. Did it again. God damn it. I guess just realizing that the more I believed in myself, the more I would find situations that I wanted to be in. And it's not that I didn't want anyone to tell me what to do, it's just that I found stuff that my dad wanted me to do that was lame. Like, son, you could be an umpire. It's like, yeah, Dad, but then I'd be umpiring a sport that I don't like, or doing something that standing for a lot of times on end, like not something that I actually want to do. You know, like I'm not like the best physical specimen. You know, I mean, like, it's like my dad set up this thing, I think, for me, and yes, that's what I'm talking about. Poison broadsword, cool. Awesome. Okay. Alright, this is what I have to do. I have to go do this and turn around. And... got it. I'm amazing. Oh, you son of a bitch. They kept me distracted while I was poisoned. But I think the more I started realizing situations weren't the way that I made them, the more I realized that that those situations wouldn't always be there for me. And the people in them wouldn't always be there either. You know? It's like everyone thought, or it's like every situation I found that people can be overconfident about what the results actually are. And through my own experience, I've understood that situations through confidence sometimes turn out to be something completely and utterly different and not right and wrong, completely wrong actually sometimes. And through those situations, I've noticed that, or through certain situations, I've noticed that people can find their own adeptness to cruelty, or find that it's easier to build a what's the word? I'd like to say it's like cauliflower. It's like, it's made, it's there, it's high in fiber, but is it really exactly what you need? Like, I mean, don't you like a good, like instead of just cauliflower, have some split peas, or have like a soup with it, or something like that. You know, like I mean, it's not the best vegetable. You know, it tastes like fermented toenails sometimes. At least the consistency of the texture of it. So it's like that. It's like having confidence about cauliflower, right? It's not going to get you a Nobel Prize. But having confidence about the best vegetable, about a tomato, or that's a fruit actually, but it's still vegan. About the best vegetable, or the best piece of meat, or something like that. Having confidence in that situation is like, this is what I made, instead of, I made cauliflower burritos, and it's just cauliflower, and there's ranch, there's a little bit of ranch, but mostly mayo. Instead of, I made chimichangas, and they're amazing, and I also made burritos, and I also made a whole bunch of different stuff with a whole bunch of stuff. It's also got vegetables in it. Who cares, right? But I guess the more you pick apart situations, and you're like, wow, this is really not the situation that I really want to be in, as far as what I really want to do with myself, then you kind of look back at other situations that you've been in, and you start to realize that you started to gain an experience. And I think the more people look for experience, the more they lack in not what loyalty is, but what they find in their own careers. So it's like, the more you focus on the fact that you made cauliflower, the less you'll focus on the stuff that's actually good for other people. Or the more you focus on what's good for you, the more you'll find that more people want to be around you. It's like that. But the more you focus on one thing, the more one type of person will try to be around you. Right? So the more you focus on a lot of different things and realize that you need the experience, but don't focus on just getting the experience, but as you get the experience, have a plan. So it's like cauliflower, and the fact that you have cauliflower. It's like, that's it. You got cauliflower, you got ranch, you got carrots. If you don't have carrots, then it's like, you're not gonna be a great talk about her at the party that you're going to. But realize that, like if you just focus on one thing, a certain group of people will be like, wow, that's really okay, and then they'll go over to another thing because they're not just in one thing. It's like that. It's like, it's not like You can't just be a specialist at something. You have to be like you have to know a bunch of different stuff in order to be a specialist at that one thing. Right? So if you understand that a bunch of different stuff happens, then you realize that you shouldn't have just gone for the cauliflower. You should have realized that you could go like I got a broiled shrimp, maybe some mushrooms, some freaking some grilled onions. You could have made a sandwich. You could have made a tofu burger. You could have made a chicken sandwich or something like that. You can go into so many different areas of your life and realize that situations aren't the right way to be. And if that situation isn't the right way to be, then you should realize and cut yourself off from it, instead of trying to gain the experience while making yourself look like you're just one type of person. You know? It's like, why go for just the cauliflower when you know that's not just what you want, you know? It's like that, kind of. Why just go for one thing when what you know is so many other things, you know? All right, let's go to a different place. The more I realized, the more I realized that I was basically, the more I realized I was basically allowing myself that and not finding new paths to go down. The more I realized that that path itself was basically speaking to me and telling me, basically like this right here. Like, watch. What? Like every single time, you know, it's not like you're getting hit or anything like that, but it's like as you're walking through something with silence, you start to hear things. Not to hear things that aren't there, but you hear things that are within. As you start to see what you really want to do with yourself, as you start to understand your basic wants and needs and things like that, you start to hear not just a voice within, but a realization of your own character. Oh, that was smart. Okay, I gotta go. Son of a bitch. God damn it. What the farts? Already got him down to half health. Shit. Shit. Run, 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 run. Yeah. God damn it, Oz. Almost dead. Almost dead. Yes. Son of a bitch. Yes! I win! I knew I'd defeat her eventually. Stupid bitch. I'm amazing. I'm gonna win. I won. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Yay. I mean, I gotta get my inventory. Gotta figure out where my see if there's anything after this. Gracias, señor. But yeah, it's basically what I thought about sometimes, is when all this stuff I thought about was, I thought about whether it was not enough or something like that, but then I kind of realized that I was better off realizing my own goals and realizing that those goals had purpose and meaning. And whenever I did that, or whenever I realized that whenever I realized a certain aspect of my own life kind of goodbye, Mr. Elefante. Alright, I realized that those goals meant a lot to the people around me, I guess. And I noticed that those goals themselves would eventually holy shit. At 26,000. Grim Warrior boots. Maybe there's something up there. Awesome, I got a chest. Hopefully it's not a monster chest. Yes! Got a dragon charm. Cool. I need to save. And found a new area. I'm happy with it. I'm happy about it. I'm gonna look in this area and see what's going on here. Bonfire, yay yay. But yeah, it's basically what led me to the better part of my life is my adulthood. And I realized that most of the times whenever I believed in something in myself, with something, I realized that, oh gosh. I realized that, most of the time when I believed in myself, I really accomplished a lot more than when I didn't. And I'm not only just believing in myself, but really just kind of not caring, you know? Like, just not caring. Just like, and I gotta sell him some shit. Yes, yes, yes. It's gonna be awesome.
Make deal with Gavlan.
There we go. And sell that shit. Selling it, selling it, selling it, yeah. I don't need this one. 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 That one. I don't need. I'm gonna sell all these bows. I mean arrows. I'm a dumbass. Alright, I have a lot of souls, and I am going to go and level up now. Alright, it's cool.
Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. Many, many.
Doob 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 doo. Going in a circular motion up to a door. Alright, I gotta find out what's in this door. Door number 2. It's probably another something or another. I don't know. Alright. $36,000 souls. Old mundane stone. This place is really cool. I got a bonfire. Yeah! Woo! I'm gonna go level up, and that's the end of this thing, because I told people what I was thinking, how I was thinking it. Thank you, Kidnet, for being along with me. And, sorry it was so short and my internet's so messed up right now. But, yeah, if you think about this, realize it. I mean, realize you gotta diversify in what your thoughts are and stuff like that. The rest of the bonfire and travel back to Majula. The more you realize that that there are better situations for you, the more you'll understand that, and I'm gonna level up.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls. Seek thick, lest this land swallow you up.
Alright. We're gonna go up 11,000. And vigorousness and confirm, yes. And I'm gonna buy some shit because I'm gonna get a freaking helmet, knight's helmet. Yeah, I'm gonna get some nice shit, some nice stuff. But yeah, realize that you shouldn't just be one kind of subset of something. Realize you need to diversify in your thoughts. Alright, we're gonna check out these freaking things. And we're gonna get some slacks, some nice and we are gonna get this thing. We're gonna get these bracers, gauntlets. Alright, so we got 3,400. See how this looks.
Thanks very much. Do come again.
Go with inventory. Night stuff. Use. Alright, I equip it. Hold on. I gotta go to equipment. There we go. And shadow gauntlets. It's really cool looking. Go back to those. And then these freaking pants. Oh yeah, I look tight now. Wee! Freaking hey! It's cool as hell. I'm a lot slower than I was though, so it sucks. But I just wanted to do it for the look. Alright, thank you for joining me. Don't smoke cigarettes. I'm about to quit again. But hey, you know, it's bad for you and stuff or whatever. Be yourself and always understand that you are your own one-man metaphorical and or woman metaphorical bomb squad. You can defuse situations that happen before they do. Just realize that just be nice, be very calm, gentle, good, and accepting. And in some ways, you'll be able to make sure that you're the best person possible. Understandably so, if you are mean or hurtful in any way, it usually comes back to you. And I have to say that it has come back to me. And it's made me feel like I don't exist sometimes. It's made me feel that I'm lost for words most of the time. And it's made me feel like I'm very much without a purpose. But you have to understand that it doesn't matter just because you think you don't have a purpose. Doesn't mean you have a purpose. And that purpose is to survive, live, and do a bunch of different stuff. Have a good day, and I am Joe Bomb Squad. These are my game therapy rants. Sometimes they don't make sense. Sometimes they do. Sometimes I lose my internet connection and I have to keep doing this kind of offline. So, understandably so. Just be there, you know? Be there for yourself, and understand that every day is going to be a challenge. Every day is going to be a challenge. But it doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you have to be stupid, you know? It doesn't mean you have to be someone else's, you know? It means that you have to be yourself and own up to your own actions. And if you don't, then the world sort of forgets about you. You know? It's forgotten about me plenty of times, so. Have a good day.